How you doing, babe?
Amazingness.
Good.
How you?
Man, it's been a beautiful day.
It's not day no more.
I know, well, it's night now, but
Kind of be
today,
his morning, my night.
But today was beautiful. It was an amazing day today.
Why?
Why? Because first of all, I got to get up and see you.
Shut
You
up.
know what I'm saying? I got to see you, babe.
He just trying to get some extra credit. He's doing quite well.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Okay.
And to see you dressed up like that today, we had a different hat on earlier, but you was just flowing. You just had your flow today. We are BBFT.
Bonded by family ties.
That's right, from Sacramento, California.
City of trees.
That's right. And
state capital.
That's right.
Off of 999, I-5, and 50.
80.
I forgot that one.
Yeah, got 4 major freeways that we're sitting right in the middle of.
Yeah.
So tonight, folks, we're gonna be talking about adoption.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
I'm serious.
We didn't even script this.
No.
All right, so tell me something about adoption.
Well, I know that when I was a kid, my grandmother she did foster kids, and that's when I was introduced to having other children that weren't part of our family in a home.
So that is your definition of what foster?
No, that's my first introduction.
But what is a foster? People might not know what a foster family is.
So, from my understanding, at that age, was when kids need a place to stay. You have families that will take the kids in for a little bit until the system can figure out where they need to be.
And the first time you saw that was at your grandma's house.
Yep, I was around 7, 8.
He was so cute when he was that little.
Yeah,
I'm just
I was
saying.
around 7 or 8 when that happened. So, but now we fast forward, and I've met this beautiful woman here who has been an adoptive parent for how many years?
23?
23 years have been adopted.
That's the oldest adoption.
Parents. Okay, and so we're gonna jump right in, folks. So, I want to know what made you or what prompted you to become an adoptive parent. And when, so we have a loaded question. It's a 2-part question.
It is loaded. Chick.
So, when did you first decide to become a foster parent, and why?
Well, I never actually made a choice to be a foster parent. It kind of got, in order for me to do the right thing that I thought at the time, I actually had to become a foster parent in Sacramento County. Okay.
And can you tell us the first time that you did it and what it entailed?
Sure. Okay. So I ain't telling you how old I was. That's just a secret because y'all don't know how old I am now. So we're going to success on this. Right. Anyways, gotta be on the inside to know that. I have an older brother.
Okay.
And he had made some of his hurts, habits, and hang-ups really get him to spiral out of control to where his children were taken.
Okay.
And the mother was already on the streets. She was spiraling out of control with her hurts, habits, and hang-ups.
Okay, all right.
So I get a phone call stating that my niece and my nephew are going to be put into foster care.
And you decided to?
No.
It wasn't going to happen?
No.
Okay.
I didn't see how it could happen. I already had 2 children of my own. I was married. I lived in a 2-bedroom duplex. I just didn't see how it could happen.
Okay. Now, so you got that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, were you aware of the system like that before that happened? Were you aware of that?
No.
Okay. So you just stepped, this is my family. I'm not gonna let this happen to the kids.
Actually, what had happened is that everybody wanted to take one and not the other.
Okay.
And so, me being who I am, I just couldn't understand why somebody wouldn't take both of them. So I actually made a choice to take both of them into my home.
Okay, that's a beautiful thing. So going back to me again, coming up, the 2 young ladies, the 2 young girls that were my grandmother. There's a difference, right, between foster and adoption?
Yes.
Okay, so can you explain that, the foster side of it?
The foster side of it is where you are based in an agreement with either an agency or the county that you live in to protect these children until their parental roles abide by court documentation of what is asked of them to get their kids back.
Okay, that's foster.
That is foster.
Okay, and then so that's back to me. So when I was a kid, I had these two young ladies, two young girls, that all of a sudden just popped up at my grandmother's house, right? And for me being that young, I didn't understand what it was, and so my grandmother and my grandfather made the decision to do that. This was back in the 70s, but I did not know that the two girls that were there had two other sisters, so there was 4. So out of the 4, my grandmother got 2, and another family had 2. And I will remember on like certain days in a month, the social worker would come and pick them up and take them to see their sisters, or bring the sisters to us, to my grandmother's house. So that's when I was, so that's what I know about it. And then eventually there was a family that came and adopted all 4 girls.
That was dope.
And they all was able to live in the same, it was a military family. And they, the father was retiring from the military and he was ready to start a family. And when he met the girls that were at our home, he said, "No, they gotta be with their sisters."
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that was my first. But that was still to me. I didn't know anything about adoption at that time.
Okay.
All right. So now back to you. So you got your family.
My niece and my nephew.
Your niece and your nephew. And then so you just decided to keep going. This is beautiful.
No.
No. Okay. Because it ain't just the 2 folks. How many kids did you adopt?
8.
Beautiful.
No, just that was just my life. Nothing's big about that one. But what is big is the fact that, so sometimes when you are looked at in a different light by somebody else, it's pretty amazing. And an adoption worker, or she was the foster worker of my niece and my nephew, had asked me, "Hey, were you and your ex planning on having any more kids?" I was like, only a miracle could let me have kids. Okay. And then that's when she had mentioned, "Well, have you ever thought about adoption?" And I was like, nope. Okay. No. Okay. Then she proceeded to let me know about a little boy. And I remember meeting him. But I also remember those classes I had to go through. If anybody's been a foster parent, all those horrible classes that they tell you about allegations, about bonding, and you think you're about to adopt a kid, and the parents pop back up.
A lot of that.
There's so much drama. Okay. It would make a good series. Okay. Not a podcast, but maybe a series.
Okay. So I know that I've seen movies about like all the trials that families go through in adopting or wanting a kid that, like say parents that can't have one, right? Women and fathers, mothers and dads can't have one.
If you saw it on TV, it was scripted.
Okay, so real life.
Yeah, we in real life.
Real life.
Real life. I seriously.
The system don't always work like you see on TV.
Oh no, that's scripted. They get paid to do that.
Okay. I'm
not getting paid.
Okay.
Am I? Am I getting paid?
Not from this, not right now. But we're subscribers.
Someday.
Yeah. Okay, but that's later on down the line. But back to this is serious.
Squirrel. Anyways, so watching all those movies had me. When I saw my son, I loved him so much. Oh my goodness! I met him when I was just like I felt like his mom.
Okay.
But there was a part of me. I wanted to play like I didn't really bond with this kid so that the adoption worker wouldn't take that child from me. And the crazy part about it is because I had my hurts, habits, and hangups and I showed up with them, I almost didn't get to adopt my son because they didn't think that I was interested in adopting my son. Okay. So 2 different perceptions. I only could go off of what I had saw on TV and I had heard in my classes. Okay. I couldn't go off of anything else. So we visited him a couple times. I remember getting him this little bear thing. I forgot the name of the bear, but you put your little voice in it. And I remember telling him, "I love you. I can't wait till you come home." Yeah. And he came home with us eventually.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So that was your 3rd child.
That would have been my 3rd child. Okay. I had 2 biologicals, but then I had my niece and my nephew, and now I had my first adoptee.
Okay. That's amazing.
So that story isn't even over. This social worker liked us so much, she gave me 2 more kids.
That's what's up.
She gave me a little girl